I can say is hey.
Now don't act like that.
Let me get it out the way. Let me get out the way so I can act right.
Okay.
Okay. Woosah. Okay, let me drink some coffee. Cause you a big deal. I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my
can't do
God.
it. Okay. I'm ready. I'm
I
ready.
appreciate you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
I know
How
that's
are
right.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. Shit. I'm breathing.
Listen,
I'm
shoot,
breathing.
that's
That's
good. That's great.
so, all right, let's get started. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what genre you write in, anything you want us to know before we get started.
I am Alexandria House. I'm sorry. I am the
What's the
Alexandria
D?
House. And I showed you these raggedy fingernails. Um, and I write contemporary African American romance and erotica. Um, just working on a dark romance. I have one more book in that series, so that is I. I've been
You
doing
talking
it.
about the Lilith and Memphis?
Hmm.
Those are dark romances?
My version,
Mm-mm.
yeah, my version of dark romance.
How freaky are those?
Oh they freaky.
Well, there you go.
It's erotica. It's
There
erotic.
you go.
Erotic dark romance. I mean, a sex scene is my. I ain't met a sex scene I didn't like, so I'm
I
gonna
can
put
tell from Big
that.
South. I can tell. I can tell the way that man was busting her down. I can, I can tell.
That's my favorite thing to write, honestly.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's get into this. You used to be a registered nurse, correct?
Yes, I was for about 10 years.
Damn. So let's start with the bridge between your career. As a registered nurse, your life now as a literary icon was was writing always a quiet companion during your nursing years, or did it emerge as an outlet, a form of healing or rebellion in your youth or even in adulthood?
It was always something I was very good at, but I came from a very, I guess you say, pragmatic family. Get an education, get a good job. So
Mm-hmm.
writing as a career just never occurred to me. But I was always English was my strongest subject. I was always a poet. I was always writing my feelings,
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and because I was a very quiet, shy, really really introspective person,
Mm-hmm.
and a person that I still like to watch people and watch my surroundings, and just because I'm not talking doesn't mean I'm not getting it. I just tend to be quiet and introverted. So if I was in a relationship and I wanted to really convey something, I'd write a letter because I was just so much better at the written word than the spoken word. So I got into nursing because I had 3 kids and I was divorced, and I had a biology degree because the first plan was to go to medical school because my
Mm-hmm.
father was a physician. But I mean, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually be present and raise my kids, and I had grown up with a father that was always on call, and always having to go. And I said, okay, well, I'll be a nurse. I'll get a job. I'll do that. But the thing that was always in the back of my mind was that I was put here for something other than a regular job, other than a 9 to 5. I felt like I was supposed to leave some kind of legacy.
Yeah.
And it took a while for me to. I was an avid reader, love reading, have always loved reading.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my late mother used to tell me I learned to read it too. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what she says. So I just took that love of reading, and one day I said, "Let me see if I can write a little something," and I started writing.
I know that's right. Shit, I spent 1 week in medical school and I quit.
Yeah, I mean, I got in and everything, but I looked at my kids and I said, I just can't do this.
I
I
quit.
got to raise my children, and my father was upset. But after my kids grew up, and like everybody's a college graduate, my son has a doctorate, one of my daughters has a master's, and they're just good kids. He said, I get it now. He said, I understand why you did what you did.
Yeah, yeah. When did what made you feel it was time to leave the nursing world and pursue writing full time?
It wasn't the money. I wasn't making a bunch of money when I quit, but I love it so much. And
Mm.
I was doing it at work. I was a home health nurse, working for the state. And I'd be
Mm.
in there on their computer, right? Typing books out on a state computer. And my coworkers, girl, what we supposed to be doing on the computer? I said, "Nah, I'm just catching up." And I just was so unsaid. It wasn't the patience. I was just so burnt out with doing that, doing all the paperwork and dealing with administration. And I said, I'm just gonna try it. And my parents thought I had lost my mind. They were like, "You gonna quit a nursing job? Because I mean, that's job security." But I did, and it worked out. Thank goodness.
Mm. Okay, your books are soaked in rhythm. When I say rhythm, when I read books from Black authors, I feel soul. No
Mm-hmm.
offense to the white counterparts, but with Black books, they have that rhythm to it, and the
Yes.
pacing, the dialogue, the emotion. It's all the feels. It's real and it's alive.
Yeah.
So with that cadence, especially the way you write, what did the early versions of your voice sound like, and what emotional or technical breakthroughs help you develop the signature Alexandria House flow?
Um, Probably hesitant if you read the earlier, like the Love After series.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how I wanted to write the sex. I was trying to be all politically correct and poetic
Mm-hmm.
and say core and all this kind of stuff. And as I kind of settled into it, it became more comfortable. I said, I'm just gonna talk like we talk. And when we ain't saying that, I'm just gonna talk like black folks talk, like the black folks I know and dealt with talk. So I just had to kind of get comfortable, settle into it. And it helped if people actually liked it. So, that always helps. So but for me, I think I write first for myself. I need to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if I think it's good, then I figure at least one somebody else will too. And it kind of just my signature is the men and the women I grew up around. My late brother, who was 10 years older than me, he was such a big influence because he was kind of like a second father. When my parents
Mm.
were boys, he really took care of me. And
Mm.
his musical taste, I was all of his friends' little sister. And he was gonna take me everywhere he went when he was supposed to be babysitting. We out in the streets. My mama didn't know it, so I'm hearing their conversations and how they talk and how they would roast on each other and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of just all naturally ends up in the books.
You know what? You can see the musical uh influence in it, especially like the first book in the McLeans. You put the
Yeah,
DeBarge in there. You mentioned Diana Ross.
yeah. Now I love
You
me some music. Now anybody that knows me,
you even had Dolly Parton. I was like, hey, hey.
yeah, I'll listen to it if it sounds good to me. I literally will listen to anything. I absolutely love music. It's rubbed off on my children.
Mm-hmm.
Son's a musician, and I love it. I actually have like a curated playlist for every book on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me find out. Uh, do
Link
you
in bio.
do you edit heavily, or do your characters come to you fully formed and talking out loud?
Yeah, they got to come to me. If they're not talking out loud, I can't write them. So they
Mm.
come to me. I don't do much planning. My process is more letting it play in my head a few times. I work it out in my head. I don't write any outlines, any notes. If I wrote
Mhm.
notes, then I ain't gonna write no book because I don't already wrote some. So I let I let it play in my head, and then I just start typing.
Mm.
And sometimes it's a rough start. And I've
Mhm.
used this metaphor before, but for me, writing is like you're on a dark highway. You got one headlight, no map, and I don't know where I'm going. And
Mm.
all of a sudden, I'll hit a city in bright lights and be like, "Oh, this is where we're going." And once I
Mm.
hit that where I know where I'm going, it's just I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. I can't stop, and I get done really quickly then. But that first part, because I don't do any preparation, which I should, and I try, but I can't. Um, is hard for me.
Yeah.
But once I get that rhythm down, I kind of get to know the characters more, and they get to really talking. Then it's that's what I call the magic of it. It's just it's I'm like I get to write, and I'm writing compulsively, and then when I'm done and I go back and read, and I'll be like, I wrote that. So yeah.
Okay, bear with me because I wrote these questions like a week ago,
That's
and I
fine.
was trying to condense them because I was so excited, and I didn't want to have you on here for hours talking to you, but I just got excited. So,
Okay. Okay.
okay, so being an indie author means wearing all the hats: creator, marketer, distributor, brand. What were your earliest challenges stepping into the indie publishing world?
Honestly, it wasn't challenging to me because I wanted it so bad. So,
Mm.
and I mean, I was working, but I had one kid left at home, and I was still taking care of her. But I wanted it so bad. I was willing. I just worked. You know, I didn't mind doing all of that, and it didn't seem hard. Now, I also I wasn't medicated, but I was. So it was very easy to just go, do it. You know, I just worked all the time. And
Yeah.
then, I got a little Zoloft and I can't do that no more. But my mind was always moving. So it wasn't hard. It was probably unhealthy, but it wasn't hard. So with,
Okay.
with little pharmaceutical assistance, now I have to pay other people to do something.
That part. Uh, were there mistakes branding, contracts, collaborations that became lessons?
um, well, a little known secret is I have two writing careers. So I wrote under another name before.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you what it is.
Damn.
And
Damn. Shut me down quick as hell.
and I wrote, it's, believe it or not, it was inspirational fiction. So I learned a lot from that.
Mm,
I learned a lot. I learned how to build a off the platform. I learned, the marketing. I used different marketing. I was kind of desperate back then, but I use I was posting everywhere, just posting. So I learned to be a little more strategic about things.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I by the time I started this portion of my career, I had so much more confidence in my
Mm,
ability to write that I just it made it a lot easier. But yeah, there were things. I'll say the things mistakes I made were probably not listening to my own intuition,
mm,
listening, asking for feedback. I still have beta readers. I still ask for feedback, but
mm,
at the end of the day, it's my decision what stays and what goes, and I have to
mm,
go with my gut, and I had to learn that.
mm. What's something about the indie grind you wish more readers or new authors understood?
Oh, um, that is I posted on Facebook not long ago that writing is a very, and this is for indie or anybody, but especially for indie because we're footing the cost of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a release, we have to release to make money. Nobody's advancing us money to write.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a very mental. I mean, of course, you're using your brain
Mm-hmm.
to write. Um, I know when I write, I have to feel everybody's emotions. I'm going through everything they're going through,
Mm-hmm.
and things in life can hamper that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tragedies in life, transitions in life, what's going on in the government, all that stuff can mess with your ability to write. So I would ask readers to understand that and have patience with us. If your favorite author hadn't dropped in a year or a few months, a lot of times there's a reason for that. It's not because we
Mm-hmm.
just want to punish y'all. There's
I
something.
mean,
Yeah,
that's how we be feeling.
I know, because I'm a reader too, and I'd be like, "Why she ain't drop?" But and I know better. But
Yeah.
just to be patient with us and understand that it's there are times where we may be able to just pop books out, and there are times when we just won't be able to. But
Mm.
we're all doing our best that we can do because we're people, we're just humans.
So I'm gonna get all my logistic questions out my before I get to the fucking. So
Hey, oh, I'm sorry. That just came
before
out, girl. I'm sorry.
before the real storm come out, I'm gonna do the basic questions first.
Okay.
Um, Beyond the logistics and royalties, this have been an ongoing battle for indie authors. What emotional or creative differences do you think is in the trad world compared to the indie world?
I guess I kind of straddle both because I have done the Audible originals, which in a way is an traditional. You know, they pay me in advance and I write, and then they make the audiobook. Um, I think the only big logistical thing is having to meet somebody else's deadline. Having to that's hard for me because I kind of just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'll set a deadline for myself, and I really do try to meet them. But I don't feel as much pressure. But if somebody pays you some money and a lot of money, and they tell you to have this done by a certain time, and you're like, oh man, for me that's hard because I'm kind of this whole career has just been on vibes. I've just been doing what I want to do. So that's how, and they are kind. I mean, they're not that strict
Yeah.
about it. I've asked for extensions before. I had a deadline like around the time my brother passed, and with for Touch Me, I believe it was. And
Hmm.
they're always very understanding. So it's more me putting that pressure on me. When these folks don't give me some money, I got to hurry. I got to hurry write this. But
Do
so
you
yeah.
do you think one path makes you feel more seen or invisible as a black woman writing about black love?
Um, of course, well, it depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the author, and it depends on the company. Um, if you're an author that already had like a huge following and you get a traditional deal, then you got a huge following with a traditional deal.
That's
For some people, it does help them boost them being in stores and everything boost them. For
mm,
some, it doesn't. It's really an individual thing. I do
mm,
know some traditional authors that still have jobs, and I don't. So it's an individual thing. What I like to see, I would like to see my books in stores, but it would have to be on my terms, which is an indie mindset, which you
mm,
have to kind of shed a little bit to do traditional.
mm.
But I'm at a point in my career now where I'm not just going to accept anything just to say I got a
Yeah.
book in the store.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
so it would depend on your goal. If that's an ultimate goal, I have nothing against that. Then go for it. My ultimate goal is freedom, and for me, freedom is being able to pay my bills and doing this the way that I see fit, basically.
Okay. Now these next questions are based off of my questions and those who wanted to know some questions about certain series that you wrote. So I
Okay.
let them tell me like, "Hey, what you want me to ask?" And I rewarded them in my way. So here we go with the McLeans.
Okay.
So, what emotional or familiar truths did you draw on to create such a rich dynamic with those goddamn brothers?
It's just the men I know. Honestly, just the men I know. My brother, his
Who's the
kids.
man who's Big South?
I guess
Who's that man?
he's a composite of the men in my family. Like my father, and my brother were caregivers. My dad was very he's still here. My dad is very old fashioned as far as a man is a provider, a man is a leader, and it's not in a way that oppresses the woman. Because my dad was
Mm-hmm.
very big on education. He meant for me to go to college. He paid for me to go to college. But when I got married, he said, "That's your husband, and he need to take care of you." So that's it's just what I grew up with. The man was the provider. He was your protector. My brother got plenty of fights. He done whooped plenty of asses over me. So that's just the composite of a man. I know that's just good. He's gonna lead his family, cares about his family.
You know, that's great. But I want to know this
As we
from
talking about
one
Kentucky,
from one divine nine sister to the next. Which one of them motherfuckers was the one who? Because Big South was tearing her ass up.
oh yeah, you talk about that. So yeah, I done had. I mean, see, I had the unfortunate experience of having getting the penis, but not the provider. But I've had. I done been broke down. I ain't gonna, some things come from experience. So,
Because I was like, these scenes in this book remind me of my college days. What?
oh yeah, baby, listen, and I'm 52, baby. I ain't nothing slowed down. So I said, you know,
I said, ooh. Oh, I ain't even gonna say what I was about to say. Maybe I'll tell you offline. I was like, damn, this remind me of this
Oh
X,
yeah.
Y, and Z.
No,
And
I like to get it in and for it to be got in. I do. So I told you it's my favorite thing. If I could write a whole book of folks who I could, I really would. But I realize y'all want a plot, so I try to throw that in
who
there.
told you that lie? Who told you that lie? Who? Which one of you hoes said that? Don't be lying to her like I want the fucking what the fuck? The fuck? No.
You ought to see me when I'm writing and I'm complaining. I'm like, yeah, dog, they ain't done it yet. It's chapter one ain't met.
Well, hey, look, ain't no plot needed, goddamn it. Because if they come in like the McLeans, huh? Shit.
Not no plot needed. Y'all gotta stop.
What was there an intention to mirror real life family mess? Because it was a lot of mess, love, and loyalty in a way that felt ancestral, like just black love, just
I
black.
think that's just the word ancestral right there. I think it's just the ancestors be pouring into me, honestly.
Mm,
A lot of times I write, like I said, and I read back and I'm like, did I write that? I have literally used words I didn't know the meaning to. And then I
mm,
can look up the meaning and be like, dang, I used it right. So that's why I'm like,
damn.
it's I think it's more than me writing this stuff. So, but yeah, I wanted my biggest the two biggest things I want out of any series or any book is authenticity, relatability, those two, and then across a series I want consistency.
Mm,
I want the Big South to be the same Big South in book one as he was in book five. I want you to be able to identify, okay, yeah, that's still Big South, or that's still Neil, or that's still Nolan.
mm,
To me, they're individual, actual. In my head, those are actual people. It'll be hard for me to cast them because they're actual people. They don't look like anybody else to me.
mm,
So, yeah, I want it to be relatable. I want you to be able to pick out people that you know in your family or your friend group or your community,
mm.
and just authentic and just talking like black folks. And like I said, I come from a very educated family, but my
Yeah.
daddy used his cuss words as punctuation marks. I'm not even playing.
Facts.
He'll,
Facts.
he'll say nigga in a minute. And that
And,
man is a whole doctor. So
and
this is just how we talk, how we interact, and that's all I know. That's all the only thing I know to give y'all.
that's cool because I'll be on these interviews saying nigga every 5 seconds.
That's
So
my favorite
you
word.
right at
I'm
home.
sorry, that's a lie. I was gonna say that's my favorite. My favorite word is motherfucker, but that's my second favorite word.
Wait, who was it in the book kept saying Big South motherfucker? She was
Big motherfucking sound. Man,
Do you have any idea it will become such a touchstone in the black indie lit world when you came with the series?
no, I didn't. I didn't. I just honestly, I was just doing what I know to do and writing the black people I know.
Hmm.
And especially Big South, I to this day don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I don't know why he is so beloved. I don't.
You don't,
Um,
cause 6'6" with locks, dark skin, and muscular. Everybody trying to climb that tree.
I know, but I didn't think that was any different than anything else I'd written. So I didn't get it when it blew up like that. I think it's good. Don't get me wrong, because I wouldn't put it out if I didn't. But I didn't. To this day, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I did so I can't do it again.
I mean, you made a black man who is comfortable in his sexuality, comfortable in his masculinity. He doesn't mind that this woman gonna cuss his ass out if he don't get it together,
Yeah,
and he goes to bat for this black woman. You know what I'm saying? Against the world,
yeah,
the world, Craig. He goes to bat for her. So
yeah.
that is so appealing to us in an age where a lot of niggas doing nigga type shit.
Yeah. Oh, nah. Yeah, I get that. It's just I don't know. I guess I never know what's gonna hit like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I wrote Technical, I don't know if you read it, but when I
Mm-mm.
wrote it, I thought it was too low angst.
Mm.
People just lost their mind over Dravion. I'm like, oh, okay. So I mean, I guess I can't call it. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna ask these big South questions because that was
No,
the
That's fine.
Biggest questions that everybody wanted to know besides Chester. Um, but okay, we meet Big South early from day one. He's unforgettable. He damn sure is. God damn. Um, so Big South is smooth, street rooted, and but emotionally available. Was he always meant to take on that level of significance?
I think he always was meant to be. He's a patriarchal type character because he, is basically the lead of his family.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are attributes of someone who is a leader, and he was always
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a leader. Um, Funny enough, he was not supposed to be the first book in the series, though. Um, Leland was holding. Let Me Hold You was supposed to be the first book, but I knew it was going to be an age gap, and I had read some reviews of some other age gaps, and everybody was mad about the son being a man being younger because they got sons and this that, and the other. And I said, let's do the rapper first, and then and then we'll ease them into this guy that likes older women. But
I mean, the first book was an age gap.
yeah, but it was something that them folks would do a lot. You know how boy moms can be, and I'm a boy mom, but I
Me
mean, I
too.
also am an expiring cougar. My son just threatens to kill him if I deal with anybody young, but um. So I mean I can love my son and still want some young meat. I don't get it.
Not
So
you after these YNs, Jesus.
I ain't trying to have no relationship or nothing. I did that. I just want So and he talking about do it. I said okay, never mind, never mind.
Now I want to ask this: what Q Dog or Sigma or Alpha was this man named modeled after in the sexual department? Which one did it? Which one did it? Which, which one did it?
We shall not name names
Which
or
one did it?
organizations.
Because I was like, now wait a goddamn minute.
listen, listen. I just love me a tall Negro with dreadlocks. Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, if dreadlocks do something, and they better not cut them because they look like a whole different human. I'd be like, who are you?
Oh.
People.
So what's okay? Was what does Big South represent in the canon of Alexandria House men? What does he represent when it comes to your men?
Black excellence.
Mm,
He's the prototype.
mm,
He's just a prototype. If you who all the other men are trying to be.
mm, mm, mm. The way I'm crossing my list because I'm thinking about book one. I'm just
Somebody said
saying.
he's short. I like short kings with dreads too.
Oh
You know what
Jesus.
I'm saying?
Oh Jesus.
Kendrick got me liking the short kings now. So
Just the way you could bounce a quarter off that ass the way them pants was fitting on him.
all them pants was on here, wasn't
Girl,
it?
I was like, God damn. I that's a wow. Let's get into Uncle Chester.
Oh,
Uncle Chester is a black family classic because everybody in the black community got an Uncle Chester.
yeah.
Is he an ode to someone in your life or community? And how important is it to inject this type of humor and elder wisdom into your work?
He is a combination of every old country man I've ever known because I'm from the
Mm,
country. My folks from deep in the country. So
mm,
my uncles and cousins and and even the younger black men, just
mm,
talking foolishness, saying stuff. He's important. Uncle's just really good comic relief, and I like to throw
mhm,
some comedy in because I know I deal with some heavy subjects sometimes, and it's for me as much as for y'all.
mhm.
Because if I once I get in that headspace, I'm like, okay, we gotta get out of this for a second. Let's do
Yeah,
something. And
yeah.
so I might throw Unc in there or something to give you a laugh. And I just love writing him. I just love adding him. I add him to as many books as I can where it will make sense for him to pop up. And It's just fun. It's fun writing that ignorance. I'm telling you. Now I'm gonna tell you up front because I know folks be asking. He ain't getting no book.
That was the next question that was asked. It says, will Uncle Chester ever get a deeper dive or even a novella of his own?
He ain't getting no whole book. He too ignorant. Y'all don't care about my mental health. I can't write a whole book of ignorance. Now, he does have a short story in one of my mixtapes. I don't even know which one it is. It's a short story. It's called Merry Christmas Woman, I believe. It's him and Lou. Y'all gonna have to figure out which mixtape. I don't even know which one. He in there. Need to get them
Oh
all
my
anyway.
God.
But I tried. I really tried, and I was like, my head is hurting. I can't do this.
Oh,
So,
that is too funny. Okay, let's talk about them boys. Because that was the next one they was asking me about.
okay.
Across your books, family feels live in your books. And them boys, the brothers have very distinct personalities,
Mm-hmm.
complexity within kinship.
Yes.
Your family dynamics never feel recycled.
Mm.
What was the intention behind them boys, and how did you make sure their identities and conflicts didn't blur into the McLean or King world?
Well, I had just, they came after the McLeans. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do something different because everybody wanted 90,000, 5011 McLean books. I had already done five. I did those five McLean books in like 18 months, which is
Mm,
insane. We'll never do it again.
mm,
And I felt like it was completed. I don't know what else I could do with it. They make appearances in other books, but as
mm-hmm,
far as the entire book, to have a book, you have to have a conflict. I didn't want to put them through anything else, so I wanted to write something different, and I wanted to do men again, as
mm-hmm,
being the center. But I wanted to be different from. I wanted to be brothers, but totally different brothers. So that was the whole point of making sure that they were not the same as. I mean, I made sure, and then like I say, these are real people to me. So real people are not all going to be alike. Um,
mm-hmm,
this was a different. It was darker. That's why the covers are black and white. That's how I denote
mm-hmm,
darker content. It's black and white, and they were just. Um, they actually were inspired by an actual family in the town that I'm from. They were known to be. They were not. It was a bunch of them, and they were known to be fighters. Like you mess with them because they tear you up. Now, mind you, I ain't never met. And see, now one of them fighter met one, but my brother's generation, he's 10 years older than me. He would talk
mm-hmm.
about their family. I was told about their family, my generation, and then my kids too. Ain't none of us seen these folk fight, but we all scared of them.
Damn, that's damn.
I did meet one, but she was a prayer warrior, but I'm still scared of her.
So let me ask you this: do you map out their differences, trauma, love language, temperaments, or do they emerge as you write with them boys?
They come to me like that.
Mm,
Like as quiet as Shu was, he was that quiet when it was time to write his book. He was not talking at all. I was
mm,
like, if you want a book, you might want to say a little something because I don't know what you want me to write. So that was actually him. He was actually very quiet. It took a minute to
mm,
get started on his book. And similarly with the McLeans, the twins, I was writing Nolan's book, and here came Neil, and I was like, "Dude, I'm
mm.
writing your brother's book," and he was like, "I don't care. You gonna write this one too?" So I ended up like writing both of them at the same time for a while.
So what made them? Why did you make them short?
Um, because I didn't want to make all of them giant,
Mm,
and because they were twins. Sometimes twins end up being a little, if they're premature, they're a little smaller in stature.
yeah,
But I wanted to make it that they could be sexy and not be 7 feet tall too. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Your male characters are strong, dominant, and sometimes controlling in a way that they knocking the sonic coins out that pussy. So define. How do you intentionally deconstruct the toxic black masculinity, and what do you want readers, especially black women and black men, to see in your male leads?
uh, you don't have you could be have a commanding presence and not be an asshole. You don't have to be one.
Facts.
Um,
Facts.
some people just you don't have to prove that you're a man. You can just be a man. Um,
Mm,
you don't have to. like I just said, you don't have to be 7 feet tall. You don't even have to look a certain way. You don't have to be muscular. Some people just have a presence.
Mm.
An aura to them, and you're like, oh, that's a man right there. That's what I want. That's what I want to convey. That you don't have to just be an asshole. You don't have to oppress anyone.
Yeah.
The woman doesn't have to be. You don't have to treat her like she's lesser in order for you to feel like you can take care of her, or she doesn't have to be totally helpless either.
Mm.
In order for you to love her, or perfect. He doesn't have to be perfect. I try to write imperfect people who are just
Yes.
trying, who just love. They're just trying to love. That's it. Um, so yeah, I guess that would be the crux of it.
What's one non-negotiable trait that your men have to embody, no matter the plot, no matter the story, no matter the genre? What is the one non-negotiable? Is it the big dick?
I often say that. I mean, I don't. That's a personal preference. I'm not, but yeah, they gonna have a big dick. I'm
Big
sorry.
12.
They gonna have, hey, it's gonna touch the sides and the bottom. That's how I like it. So
Okay. Your women are complex, unapologetic, emotionally layered, and they don't beg for love. Why is it important to center strong women who are allowed to be soft but and still respected?
um because that's what we deserve. We deserve to be able to be strong and still love at the same time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this, especially in this country, we've had to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of us have had to raise children by ourselves, or we had to work. A lot of us hadn't had the luxury of being a housewife. I was for a while, but we ain't had no money, so I went to work. But anyway, I want the biggest thing. I want black women, because I realize that's what my audience is,
Mm-hmm.
and as a black woman too, is to know that you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be loved in a way that does not require great sacrifice or strife or pain, or struggle, and you deserve to have pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve for somebody to want to give you pleasure,
Mm-hmm. The
and
right way. The
the
right
right
way.
way. And you deserve somebody to know what a clit is, and what to do with it,
Mm-hmm.
and you deserve to be able to freely give pleasure without feeling like something's wrong with doing it.
Mm.
You deserve somebody to love you for you. I've tried to write all shades, all shapes, all sizes, all heights, because we all deserve representation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I hope that when you're reading my books, you'll see yourself in somebody and understand that what they're getting in that book, you deserve to get it too.
Let me ask you, which one of your female characters was the most challenging to write? And which one of your male characters was the most challenging to write?
I can tell you Mel real quick. Male that was most challenging to write was Armand Daniels in Personal, because he was so angry. He was just
Mm.
angry from page. I was like, dude, calm down. He was just mad. He was just all I could feel was rage when I at the beginning of that book when I was writing it. He was just full of rage. So that was I was like, woo, this it was intense to write him.
Mm.
Most
Yeah.
complicated female probably was Memphis in this last book that I wrote.
Mm.
Because she's badass. She's a hard ass, and she's mean, and she's just, I mean, whoa. And it took, I mean, dark romance and doing what I'm doing with it has like elements of suspense, and we got assassins and all kinds of stuff going on. It took a lot of work and research. Writing a regular romance for me is not as intense as far as the research, because it's kind
Mm.
of second nature to me now. But this is a challenge, which is what I wanted. I wanted a challenge, and
Yeah.
I hadn't written anybody like her.
Mm.
Such a take charge type of woman. But I loved writing it though.
So you giving us athletes, the Sires and the Cyclones, while
Hmm.
also delivering high heat love. I don't know why I put high. I'm trying to be politically correct, knowing goddamn well while delivering us that dick.
Did
In
you
the
see the
story.
shirt I got on?
but it's grounded in love, y'all. It's dick, it for real,
It's
but
love.
it's
It's
grounded
love
in
and
love.
dick.
What's your mental and emotional prep when switching gears between genres? I mean, in the sense of writing a sports romance compared to a dark romance compared to a contemporary romance.
I don't know if it's as much a mental shift as a just the research that goes into it. It also makes a difference if this is a character that's been introduced before,
Mm-hmm.
new people. Um, the research honestly is fun to me though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things that I had just what was ingrained in me naturally, and I didn't realize it was going to be handy one day. I've always researched stuff. I just want to know everything about something if I'm interested in it. So
Yeah.
that's fun learning about because I knew nothing about hockey when I wrote the Sires, but learning about it and watching games, and I'm like, oh, this this all right, So and learning the history of it that actually did was started by black people like everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that was fun. Um, the mental, it kind of comes into it when I'm writing it. I don't have to prepare mentally, but once I
Mm-hmm.
start writing, it's just those emotions just hit, and
Mm.
it's a really natural process for me. It's just
So
I think that's how I know that's what I was put on earth to do because I just do it.
you do it well. You do it
Thank
very well. Do you approach sport characters with a different kind of emotional vulnerability?
Not really. They're just individuals either way. That, like I said, they're people. They're real people to me. So the fact that that's their profession doesn't necessarily make a difference in who they are as a person. It may make a difference in some of the things they do, and how they live.
Mm.
No, not really.
So let's talk about Black Love because even though the audience that you said read the books are Black women and some
Hmm.
Black men, there's the outliners,
Hmm.
and so let's talk about
Hmm.
why is centering Black joy, sensuality, and softness important in the current literary climate.
For me, it's important because the anti-black love that's even within our community is so loud right now.
Mm.
Um, you would almost think that there are no black couples that are in love, and I know for sure there are. I see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it just needs to be amplified
Mm-hmm.
that we do love each other and love hard, and
Yeah.
I mean, couples that are together for decades, or since my daughter and her husband have known each other since the fourth grade, dated
Mm.
in high school. They've been married, like a child, I don't know, my grandson, 13, I don't know, about 15 years.
Mm.
So, and then, I mean, crazy about each other. I see it all the time. I've been in love, it is so beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's so hidden right now for some reason. Everything is it's not pushed like everything else is pushed. And then you have these gender wars all over social media and all that stuff. It will really make you think there's just no hope. But there
Yeah.
is. There really is. It's there. I miss the times of like Love Jones and all of those movies and
Mm.
things like that. And I feel like as Black romance authors, we're giving people that in written form. And hopefully you'll start seeing more about our books on the screen. Um,
I wish I want the McLeans on the screen.
I
I
do
need to
too.
see. I need. Well, I already have in my head who I think Big South is, but that's not here nor there. I really think he's Trevante Rose. Y'all can argue with your
Yeah.
mama,
Shoot, can I go be on set?
right? That's who I think Big South is.
I
So
grease him down or
shit,
something.
because when that man put that gold grill in, it's a wrap.
That's a fine man. Oh my God.
That's
Woo. Oh
whew.
Lord. Mm.
Yes sir, yes
You
sir.
gonna make you gonna make me have a hot flash in here.
Have you faced any resistance, overt or subtle, from the industry readers or platforms in doing so in writing about this Black love, writing about the Black joy, writing about the independence and bodily autonomy of women that are Black?
Um, Child, if I have, I must have paid no attention to it.
I know that's right.
I don't. I pretty much stay in my little corner and do my thing. You got to come to me with some foolishness, and
Mm,
um, Not that I can remember. I think most people really, most black people really crave to read this type of stuff. I have male readers too. I think we
Yeah,
all missed like the golden age of when all we knew was black love. You know,
the
that's how
nine
many
the
black
nineties,
love.
the nineties and the
Yeah,
eighties and early two
yeah.
thousands.
I mean, even the music, everything was just black love. You know, love songs. You got Luther. Lord, that we don't even want to talk about that Luther video. My God,
Mm.
Kendrick.
I
Woo, I know my neighbor.
still haven't seen it yet.
Girl, I know if my neighbors peeping through the window, they're like, "Damn, this bitch watching it again." Oh, it's a beautiful video. It just, I felt all the feels. I was like, "See, this is
Mm.
what we need." It's so much black love, and it's just so intimate, but without being raunchy. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. You gotta watch it.
yeah. Well, maybe we'll get back there someday, one day.
Yeah, a lot of us are there though. We're there, and just little by little, you see things. I'm willing to go independent. I want to see my books on some kind of screen. And I've been
Mm.
talking with my business partner, who is my child, about just doing a short film, something, because I think we deserve to have something to look at, to see
Mhm.
that, to that's like my next step is to get something on screen.
What if I told you I know somebody who owns an indie movie film company who are two black women who are looking to make movies for indie black authors, and they, one of them is on here, Rowdy Rooski, um, that they actually own a Rowdy Gunshine Film Productions that have been in
Mm.
black film festivals and everything.
Yeah,
So
look, I got a short script. That's all I'm gonna say. I wrote one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I when we get off here, I'm gonna send you an email
Okay.
and have you look at their work. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Listen, I,
They they have a film company and they are looking for authors to do movies, web series, put it on like Amazon and stuff like that.
yeah, that's I'm any way I can get it done. I ain't got to be on the big screen. I just want on some screen.
And they're not even charging the authors.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, get that
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I hook you up with that.
Thank you.
Um, do you see your storytelling as a form of resistance?
I guess in a way. I guess in a way. I see it more of just a necessity. It's just something that's necessary.
Mm.
I'm sure as time goes on in the current climate, political climate, is probably becoming resistance. But I just have always seen it as just something that needed to be done. I think, I filled a space that needed to be filled. I really do. So, um, and I believe that even if only two people liked my
Mm.
book, I believe that it was a space that needed to be filled. It just turned out that it resonated with more than two people.
Mm. Mm. So let's talk about your erotica. Lord Jesus. Um, have you reached a place in your writing where you push boundaries sexually that you're comfortable with, but now you're ready to push past that?
Yeah, I think I pushed past some stuff with the exhibition shorts. I don't know if you read those, but one of them involves three peni so, with one woman. So, yeah, I,
Oh,
I've done some things. Now I wrote those for an actual porn site, so that's why. But they are now on my website.
the
You
wait, whoa, wait, you not,
can
whoa, whoa. We're not about to.
sponsored. They were what they were sponsors for my first house party event, and in exchange, I said, okay, I would write a short story for their blog. And so I said, well, it's a that kind of site. It's got to be real nasty. So I think it was two men and a woman in that one, and then I did a follow up with three men and a woman. So those are called the exhibition shorts. They're on my shop, shop Alex House. Wait a minute, AlexHouseShop.com.
The
Um,
shit you find out when you do interviews with people, I swear to God.
Oh yes, it's real nasty. It's real. It's real. So it's in audiobook too. It's real nasty in audio. Yeah. So you can get the audiobook or the ebooks on my shop. And then my shop is linked to my website. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I am planning, I have a few things planned. I have to finish the King Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
plan on trying to finish this later this year because I have another book that I need to write for Audible. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then next year I want to do a motorcycle club series for men. All the men are over 50. And after that, I'm doing a lesbian series, my first lesbian series.
Come on with the sapphic.
So that's pushing boundaries. I have not done that before. So that's pushing boundaries, but it's something. When I say I want every woman to see herself in my books, I mean every woman.
That's what I'm talking about. I was just saying this yesterday. I was talking to a sapphic paranormal author yesterday on the interview, and I was saying I love and appreciate that more of y'all coming out with books.
Yeah, yeah. I really wanted. I've been thinking about that. Um, the motorcycle series is called The Sons of Shango. They're
Wait
100%.
a goddamn minute. Wait a minute. The Sons of Shango, like the African
Yeah, they are.
god.
They are one of those 1% of the motorcycle club. They're not good guys. They rough, but they rough for their community.
You
And
you
then
talking you talking to a motorcycle club president right now.
oh snap! And so then the Sapphic series is called Love's Equinox. It's set in three different time periods. I think 60s, 70s, and 80s, or 70s, 80s, and 90s. I hadn't decided yet. So yeah, so that's what
Ma'am.
that's what I'm working on.
Val. Val, what the fuck? I'm too geek. Goddamn, I forgot the next question. Let me go back to my notes. Uh, shit, got me excited as hell. What does sexual freedom mean for your characters, especially black women?
just um, first of all, feeling safe enough to shed all your inhibitions,
Mm.
to do, to be just as sloppy and grimy and nasty as you feel like being, or just as gentle and soft as you feel like being at any given moment. Just and with no worry about what anybody's thinking about you. I really hope the younger generation that reads my books will get that earlier than I did. I don't give a shit now, but I wish I didn't give a shit before. Just I don't. I mean, you are who you are. You are in that body for a reason. You're that person for a reason. Love yourself. Do what
Mhm.
makes you happy. Long as it don't hurt nobody else, unless they want to be hurt.
Well, shit.
'Cause I do have floggers and things.
I'm a dom, so I'm
Oh,
all for that shit.
have you read personal?
Huh?
Have you read personal?
Mm-mm, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll love that.
Oh, what's impersonal?
Uh huh.
That's BDSM?
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. Look like I got homework after we get off of here.
Oh yeah, you gonna love that because she you know the angry dude I was telling you about.
Uh-huh.
She take care of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I like bringing a man down a peg. I love that.
Yeah, you love that.
And what do you believe about giving black characters full agency in erotic and emotionally intense spaces?
I think that it's just our reality is again necessary. We're people. We're fully fledged people. We're we got feelings. We like nasty. We like good.
Mm.
We have the right to do all of that, and it shouldn't
Mm.
be oppressed in us. And it's not always the outside community that does the oppressing, but
Mm.
we just need to be honestly, like I said, we just need to not give a damn. Just don't care what somebody thinks. Because they ain't, like they say, my grandma used to say, they ain't got a heck of hell to put you in. Do what you doing. Do you.
I feel like society has suppressed sexual freedom, sexual joy
Mhm. They
across
made
the
it so
board.
taboo. It's ridiculous.
And
And it's really this country. A lot of other countries, like some are oppressive, but some other countries are like,
they don't give a fuck.
oh, they don't care. They
Because
don't care.
Thailand and Singapore and stuff like they don't give a fuck.
Mm-mm. It's not anybody's business. Just do you. Just do you.
It's just weird. And I think with black women's bodies, because people say, "Oh, it's all women across the board." No,
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 no. We
no.
we can't
It's
we can't do right. If we're assertive, then we're angry. If we're smart, then I don't know. We think we better than somebody.
facts.
If we got a little money, if they're gonna shit on us for we ain't supposed to have money. We ain't supposed to have success. We're not supposed to. We are policed so heavily, it's ridiculous. That's why
Man,
you really seriously have got to be secure within yourself. Do
that
what
is
you're gonna do,
true. That
and
is
just go
true.
on. And just
But
not. I know I keep saying this, and just not give a damn. It's all the advice I can give you. Because
and
if you
that's the
worry
best
about
way
what
to
somebody
live.
else thinks, you're gonna not do anything. You're gonna be at a standstill.
That's the best way to live.
Mhm.
I'd say to everyone that I'm a hood intellectual because I got degrees. A bitch was accepted to darkness. So know that.
Right.
Okay. I got degrees, but I understand where I come from.
Yeah.
I grew
Same.
up in the hood. So I'm a hood intellectual. So it
Same.
even come from within the house. You know what I'm saying? That
Yes. Yes. It's all around us within the family. Like I told you, my family thought I had lost my mind when I quit my job. My
mm,
they couldn't be prouder now. They're
mm,
so proud of what I've done, but thought I was crazy for doing it. So you just have to believe in yourself.
yeah, yeah. So let's talk about Memphis and Lilith.
Okay.
All right. You introduce morally gray and darker romance elements.
Hmm.
Now, what made you want to explore the ethical discomfort of these characters? Do you think black readers are ready or hungry for even darker, more transgressive romances?
Um. My first, I guess, reason for doing it is because I'm the type of person that burns out easily.
Mm-hmm.
You really think I ate something today? It burns out easily. And I didn't want to burn out with writing. I love doing this,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to get to a point where I didn't love it. So I always try to challenge myself. That's why I chose hockey. I didn't know anything about it. Just things like that. And for this, I just wanted to challenge myself, and it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
And I want to write about somebody killing up folks and stuff. That's fun right now.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything that's going on in the world, that's just fun for me. And to write somebody that just don't give a damn, just say anything, do anything. I don't have to worry about being politically correct or him being gentle. And I mean, I'm writing it. So there's a
Mhm.
reason behind everything because I'm the type of person that wants to know the reason that people do things. So
Yeah.
there's a reason behind everything. It's not just arbitrary violence and stuff like that. But it was just, I needed a challenge. And I trust that my audience is intelligent enough to take the ride with me.
Mm.
They'll take the ride with me. I believe that they trust me enough. They've read enough books by me, and they trust me enough to know that I ain't just throwing something out there. There's it's an actual story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plot. There's
Mm-hmm.
consequences, and my characters are doing bad stuff, but they don't. It's not that they don't know they doing bad stuff. They know they are,
Yeah.
and they feel like they probably need to be punished. They're actual well-rounded people. They killing folks, but they're like, damn, I done killed so many people. This why this happened. That kind of stuff.
So, do you plan to explore deeper into taboo or darker subgenres? And if so, what might that look like?
I would love to. I would love to do some more. Like the motorcycle guys are gonna. It's gonna be kind of dark. I would love to do. I have one paranormal. I would like to do more paranormal.
Pause. Paranormal, you say?
I have a paranormal. It's called Sanctuary, and a lot of
Ooh.
people have a problem with that. It ain't no demons. Cause niggas always think you gonna write about a demon. It ain't no.
What is it? What is it?
They're immortal.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I loved writing. It's actually my favorite book that I've written. Um, and I would like to continue that series, and I probably will eventually. But as you could have heard, I'm booked up with what
Yeah.
I have to write right now. But I want to continue it, and the people that like it really, really like it. Some people
Mm.
just wouldn't even give it a chance because I said it was paranormal.
Where is it? Is it on KU?
It's on. I don't know if it's on Kindle. I don't think it's in KU, but it's on Kindle and it's in audio.
Girl, let me.
Girl,
Girl,
yeah, I wrote a little something, everything, girl.
got me. I'm like, what? Now, you're one of the creators or created audio in black.
Co-creator with Joan
Oh,
Vance.
oh. That's my boo.
Mhm.
I love Joan. She be
Everybody know
calling
that.
me, cussing me out all the time.
Everybody know that's my literary wife. So yeah, we
Because she was like, I saw you online and you look like you was sad. Pick your fucking face up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she cuss everybody out. She cussed me out.
like, oh,
She called, where the fuck you been?
I'm
Sleep.
like, damn, I should never gave you my number. What the fuck?
But yeah, we co-created Audio and Black to amplify Black audiobooks, and to honor, the greatness of the narrators and the stories. We felt like other things were getting pushed, and we wasn't getting pushed, and we was gonna get that push. So that's what we're doing.
What gaps were you seeing in traditional audio platforms when it came to Black stories?
Um, well, it's picked up a lot now. I ain't gonna say I had something to do with that, but I think I did. But anyway, a lot of I do know. I've personally talked to a lot of Black romance authors that said they didn't even think about doing audio until they saw me do it.
Mm,
So, but I was an audiobook lover before me do it.
mm,
So, but I was an audiobook lover before my first book ever came to audio because I do have a visual impairment. So
mm,
I can't sit up and just read books like that to try to save my eyes to write.
mm,
So I've always listened to audiobooks. So
mm,
I kind of understood the value of it. And after I did it and the people came in, and it's grown a lot now. You can get a lot on audio that you couldn't before. I think the thing was that they didn't know it would be profitable. And I
mm,
don't know why they thought it wouldn't be. I can't
mm,
say that. But it's we are a big part of that industry now.
mm,
And there's so much that I can't keep up. We can't keep up with on the website. Website has not been updated in a minute. It will be, y'all. Don't worry. But there are over 3,000 books cataloged on that website. 3,000, and that ain't even touching what's available. So we catalog across all genres. As long as the author's Black, the narrators are Black, it's on that site.
Who's your favorite narrator right now?
Well, my all-time favorite. Come
I
on,
know you about to say it. I already know what you about to
this
say.
man narrated 50 of my books. You already know who.
Jacoby.
Okay, God dog. Just
I
want to hear you
already,
say it.
I already knew it. Well, could you tell him I'm trying to get an interview because he keeps slipping and sliding?
I don't know if he's doing interviews now. He's not reading explicit content anymore.
Yeah, he told me. He told
So
me. I said, I don't want to talk about you talking about dick. I just want to interview your ass. God damn.
I don't know. I think I had heard that he's not really doing many interviews anymore. I don't know.
We've
But
been
I
talking
haven't talked
back
to
and
him in a while. But he's very kind, too talented, and
yeah.
I'm really gonna miss him narrating. I really am. I'm
We've
hurt.
been going back and forth in the emails talking, and I keep telling him, sir, I am not trying to.
I just want you just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk to you about your career, not about what the
Yeah.
fuck you was saying. He was like, I'm just not doing that.
Yeah,
Sir.
I don't think he's doing a lot for
Mm.
anything. Period. It. Listen, ain't nobody more heartbroken than me because he has voiced so many. I'm hurt. I'm so hurt. But we have other capable narrators, so it's not that he's the only one. But he was.
Yeah.
I think with him, it was that I didn't give him notes. I didn't give him instructions. You just give him the book, and he just goes and he interprets it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that about him. But
Mm.
my Lilith is up for pre-order. The audiobook is up for pre-order. Wesley Siobhan and Winston James are narrating it. So
Mm.
it will release in August. I went through a company. I do self-produce some, but I won't take a break from making all the decisions. So I went with a company for this series. So yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the house party, even though I'm jelly because I can't make it, and
Yeah.
so I couldn't get no goddamn. Because you hoes are fair. Y'all sell out shit
Listen,
so fucking quick. Y'all be
my
irritating
housemates
my
don't play.
ass.
My housemates don't play. Y'all, they don't play.
Y'all just make me sick. And don't I don't want to see y'all goddamn pictures neither.
You
Cause
gonna
y'all
see him. You know you gonna see him.
irritate my fucking spirit. You understand? So The house party is no longer just a book event, it's an experience. Where
Yeah.
did the inspiration come from to merge literary community, celebration, and theme immersion?
It came from the fact that I like a good party and I like to be pampered and I like music and all of this stuff. And I wanted to do something to get. I'm so grateful. I mean, I am grateful to my community. I'm grateful
Mm-hmm.
for the support. I'm grateful that I get to actually do what I love for a living. And I know I would not be able to do that without the reader support. And I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to give back. I do sell tickets because I have to pay for it. But believe me, I'm paying way more than y'all pay.
Oh, trust me, I know. I know.
I'm paying a lot of money to do it, but I'm willing to do it because I love my community so much. I love my readers so much. We just get together and it's just a vibe. It's all
Mm.
positive. We got drinks. We gonna get you some liquor. We gonna feed you. You gonna have good music, good DJs. Um, we have the mixer, which is VIP only on Friday night. Um, and then we have the literary event with other authors. The rosters on my page. I don't want to name nobody and miss somebody.
Yeah.
Uh, and then that night is the dungeon after party. Plus the theme is the cyclones, and personal is BDSM, so that's why we made it the dungeon after party, the pajama party thing. And we're gonna have a financial dominatrix there. We're gonna have a lot of. It's gonna be good. And then the thing about the after party though is what happens at the after party stays in the after party. We don't do no
You
video
hear me?
and
You
we
hear
don't do
me?
no pictures.
And you hear me? See, I'm finna beg you to come to the BDS thing that Boozy Book Tour is doing. I'm begging. I'm begging. I know you
Send the
don't.
information and then my handler.
Yo,
And then we have the Wags brunch. We're gonna have a live band, good food. We have a chef. You get a swag bag for every little event. It's a good time. It's a good weekend. We have a few Saturday passes left. I think might have a few brunch tickets left. But we once this is sold out, we will be closing tickets because.
I just want you to know. And just to the readers, I love you. But to the readers, I hate all you bitches. Um,
Not all of
Everybody got a ticket. Hate you. Just saying. The house party, were you thinking about a legacy or just fun? And how does curating an event feels different from writing a
Um,
book?
I just fun. I want black women to not feel like they have to do an assignment. I don't even have any panels. I just want you to just have fun.
And
Um,
that's it. That's it.
as far as curating it, I paid somebody. But baby, I love a good time. But listen, I ain't finna do all that work. We'd have had some cold punch and some cookies and a boom box. So
Not
I paid
cold.
her.
Ah!
So I paid the very capable Tamika Faulkner,
Mm-hmm.
who is the genius mind behind Black Girls Who Write. She
Mm-hmm.
does all of my events. She understands my extraness. She
Mm.
vibes right with me, and if I want it, she gonna make it happen, no matter how
Mm.
ridiculous it is. So, and it's usually pretty ridiculous. So, um, yeah, she does it. I just write the checks, and I just.
She said I just rushed
And
it.
then I get there and be like, "Ooh, this nice!" Like,
Ah! Be like, this is noise. This is
girl, you
noise.
did it. Oh, that's what I paid for.
I'm
Oh,
hollering. This year's house party is themed around the cyclones. Was this a strategic choice based on what readers were vibing with, or did something about their world just call to you right now, culturally or personally?
that's just the one that popped into
Damn.
my head. I said, "Yeah, let's do the cyclones this time." She's like, "Okay." Um, the next one, which we do it every 2 years, because child is expensive. Um, we want to do them boys in Vegas. That's what we want to do next.
I
So
will be there.
you
I will be. I swear to
gotta
God,
make sure you on all the mailing lists so you can get in.
I
'Cause
am now. The fuck?
okay. Now my patrons get first dibs on everything. I'm just gonna tell you that. But after the patrons is the mailing list.
Now let me go ahead and get on that Patreon because goddamn, you ain't about to leave me out.
And then we do. We're planning. Tamika told me that I'm gonna do a cruise this year. So we're thinking about it. We're planning it. We're looking at it. So we don't know if anybody be interested. Like a Virgin Cruise, where it's adult only, and basically you do your own thing, and we might get together and do a few things. We're kind of thinking about that. Also, I had a dinner series a couple of years ago
Mhm.
where I had like intimate dinners with like 30 readers. I did it in New Orleans, Dallas, and St. Louis. I'm thinking
Mhm.
about revamping it, like redoing it. I missed it. It was fun because it was very intimate. I wasn't selling books. We just having dinner and talking and vibing. And then I wrote a little
Mhm.
book for each one, so everybody got a little free book in their swag bag that nobody else could get. So
Mhm.
we're thinking about doing maybe LA and New York next year or something like that. So
Mhm. So, how different is the energy it takes to host an event versus writing a novel?
I told you I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert, extroverted introvert. I guess you could say I can be extroverted, but I'm in my head a lot. I'm really a person. I love my own company. I can be up in here by myself for weeks. It ain't gonna bother me.
Mm.
So it's different. It's different being around all that energy. It's positive energy. It's all love, but it's a lot for somebody like me. So I just have to kind of amp myself up to be like, okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna have to take a whole about 9,000 pictures, and I'm gonna hug a lot of necks, and I'm gonna get a lot of love. I love that. I love it though. I need it. I
Mm.
need that input because like writing is so solitary.
Mm.
So I love it, but it's a different. It can overwhelm you sometimes because I know I'm just sitting around here in my drawers typing. So I'm just a regular person. So when people kind of fan out, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, okay. But I love it. I love it. Keep it coming. Y'all see me keep it coming. I might look crazy, but I'm crazy. That's why I look like that.
What's the unseen labor of being an author and event curator? What do you gain emotionally from these moments with readers?
I just it is a sort of validation, you know.
Mm.
It's one thing to see a review or to see something typed out on the computer, but to be face to face with someone and they're in tears because of something you wrote, or they tell
Mm.
you, "I bought these glasses because I saw your glasses," or "I did this because I read what you wrote in that book." It's
Mhm.
like the best validation that okay, I'm not just screaming into the void. Somebody's really paying attention to what I did. They're really enjoying it, and
Yeah.
it almost makes you feel like superhuman. Like, oh wow,
Mhm.
I did. You know, it's a great feeling. It's always a great feeling just to get that love and that affirmation that you're doing
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do. I know this. I without a doubt, there are two things I knew I was supposed to do, and it was have them kids I had and to write these books.
Yeah. So, Black led book events are vital yet underrepresented.
Mhm.
How do you feel Black book events like yours are pushing back against the erasure we see at mainstream festivals and cons where they put all the Black people in the back?
It's just showing that we got star power. We got the power of the dollar too. People will come out black. The biggest misconception is black people don't read. Black people read. Black women read. Black men read. That's proof of that. Proof that we can support each other. Proof that
Mm-hmm.
we have a community. One thing about black people is the biggest thing we've ever had is community and support for
Mm-hmm.
each other, and it's unlike any other community. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just showing that we are it's vital. What we do is vital. It's enjoyed. You
Mm-hmm.
know, our dollar is one of the biggest dollars spent in this country. So
Yeah.
it's beautiful to see it spent on other black art. So it just
Mm-hmm.
proves that if you do it right, it can be successful. But
Mm-hmm.
if you shove somebody in the back and then you don't invite no black people, well then no, it's wasn't no point in having no black people there. So
Back.
that's why I really I've been invited a lot of places, but I always asked about the diversity of the audience, what they're doing to push, you know, the black authors. With it, I'm always ask all that stuff, and if the answers aren't satisfactory, then you won't see me there. And that's just
Mm.
I don't do anything out of a place of desperation. That's the lesson I learned.
Yeah.
I don't negotiate for you can't negotiate from a place of desperation. You can't make decisions from a place of desperation
Mm-hmm.
because oftentimes it doesn't benefit you.
It did.
So um, I'm not just gonna do something to be doing it. I ain't finna use my money like that. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I want to get something out of it, and I want the audience, to read the attendees, to get something out of it too.
So, what do you think Black readers and authors uniquely need from the literary spaces that is still being denied?
Just a recognition,
Mm-hmm.
respect
Mm-hmm.
for what we do, and respect in that it doesn't have to look like what somebody else is doing.
Yep.
It doesn't have to look like what a non-black author is doing for it to be successful. It doesn't have to. I don't believe we have to have an event that looks like anything other than what we want it to look like. Or we don't have to write a book that has to. I'll put it this way: I don't think anybody's asking white authors, "Well, will black people be able to relate to it?"
Mm, that part.
It's the human experience. If you can't relate to the human experience, then something's wrong.
That is true. So, when readers speak your name 20 years from now, what do you want them to say? Yeah, she was freaky as hell, bruh.
That bitch could write. I want to say, dang, y'all, you ain't read none of her stuff, man. She be read. It's so funny. My son is a Sigma. He's just like Mr. Sigma.
Mm.
And he'll say, "Hey, some of your sorors I went to school with, they right here talking about, that's your mama." He's so impressed, baby. He is. I could have done nothing. I could have written 9,000 books. The fact that his classmates know me is he's impressed, you know. But I just want, honestly, I want people to say that I did what I did, and I did it my way, and I did it well, and
Mm.
hopefully someone else wants to do it too because I did it.
What kind of legacy are you building, not just in books, but in the culture?
Um, I hope that I'm building that it's okay to be black, be authentically black, that you don't have to be palatable to any other race.
Mm.
Successful, that the words you put on paper don't have to be palatable to anybody else for them to be successful. There are enough of us that want to read it.
Mm. So, who are you when you're not writing, building, hosting? Just Alexandria, the Black woman.
I'm probably obsessed with something. I'm probably planning my next concert I want to go to, or the next movie I want to watch. Kicking it with my grandbabies. They call me
Mm.
PG. So
Mm.
kicking it with them, or sitting outside looking at the sun, or watching the rain, or listen to a book,
Mm-hmm.
or sleep. I really in this menopausal time of my life, I really enjoy that. Um,
Mm.
with a lot of fans on me. Um,
I'm pretty
walking around
menopausal.
with titties out, just
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I'm in a prime of my life. I'm in a great place. The lights is on thanks to y'all. Um, and I'm getting to travel and do this. I love a good film festival.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love have my favorite cities. I love to visit New Orleans. I love Las Vegas. I love
Mm-hmm.
Memphis. I'm just trying to live life. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do things I was not able to do because I was a teenage mother and then a divorcee and then I had to work and I did a lot of stuff on the front end so that I can enjoy the back end.
If you had the mic and the entire literary world had to listen, what would you say about the state and future of Black romance? What are we getting right now? What are we getting right? What are we still fighting for? And what's next for you in pushing the genre forward?
Um, we're getting right the amount of art that's out there available. This is I call this the Black Renaissance for Black romance. Readers
Mm.
now have oh man, when I was younger, you had them few mainstream books, and you could have and I ain't gonna name nobody, no authors, but you could have replaced them black folks with white folks, and you wouldn't have known the difference. You're
Mm.
getting a lot of really authentic black romance right now.
Mm.
Authentic from so many different voices, so many different walks of life. You're getting the urban, you're getting paranormal, sapphic, and it's just black people loving black people out loud. It's beautiful. I think that we're getting right the acceptance of so many different authors and the
Mm.
ability for so many authors to get their work out there and to be recognized. What I would
Yeah.
say is wrong is probably still the fact that um, a lot of indie artists are not respected, rather
Mhm.
traditional. A lot of the things that they require to give you a traditional contract, it's silly to me. Like, well, how many paperbacks are you selling? If I'm selling tons and tons of ebooks, why are you worried about the paperback? Just give me the contract. That
Mm.
kind of stuff makes. We're in an electronic age. That shouldn't be the weight of a yes or no is how many paperbacks you sold. Of course,
Mhm.
we can't track it like the traditional people can track it. They're in stores.
Yeah.
So, and we do a lot of in-person stuff. I think that the antiquated ways of measuring success need to be done away with. uh,
Mm.
I think that ebooks should be allowed to be eligible for the bestsellers list, because if they
Absolutely.
were, that sucker would be all black probably.
Facts. Facts.
And most of it would be urban lit too. So,
Facts.
but since it isn't, we just have to keep supporting. We have to measure success in our own way, and
Mhm.
not worry about anybody else telling us what success is.
That's true. When you look at the imprint you've made, these series, these beloved characters, the readership, do you see yourself building a brand or a legacy? And are those two things different in your eyes?
They are different. I think I'm building both. Brand is what I think is what I represent and what my work represents in the literary world, and legacy is what how the future will see it,
Mm-hmm.
which may be different. But
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm leaving for my children and my grandchildren, for them to see what's possible. I now fully employ my daughter, who is my
Mm-hmm.
COO and assistant. I'm able to employ my child, and that to me, it's amazing. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see any of this coming. I
Yeah.
make more money doing this than I ever did as Marion. So
Oh.
it's just, and to see my grandchildren and say, well, I'm just gonna be a writer. I'm gonna be like Gigi. I'm not gonna get a job. I'm gonna write. Stuff like
Oh.
that. Um, and to do something I never thought was possible. I just wanted to write stories. I didn't think y'all this was gonna happen. So, just seeing the possibility of
Yeah.
what you can be, and it doesn't have to be what anybody else says it needs to be.
Yeah. Damn, that's deep. So before I get into my infomercial after the interview shit, I'm
Okay.
sorry. As when I do it, I'm so sorry. But I want to know, where can we find your books? Where are you going to be outside this year?
Okay.
And anything you want us to know before I get into my infomercial of housekeeping.
Okay. You can find me at msalexhouse.com. It links all the books. There's also a link to my shop. There are some things that are only on my shop.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few audiobooks and ebooks that you can only get over there. If you want special editions like Omnibus, I have a Romeo Omnibus and a Mitchell Brothers Omnibus. The Mitchell Brothers Omnibus has a bonus epilogue. So if you want those, you'll have to get them off my shop, which is alexhouseshop.com, and it is linked at misalexhouse.com. I'm on TikTok, of course, Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have left X because I don't,
That's a
and
fun site.
I don't want to be over there. And through my website, you can contact me. Also, please visit audioandblack.com for all of your black audiobook referrals or references or whatever. If you have an audiobook you want us to review, you can do
Mhm.
that through the site. And only outside place I'm probably going to be this year now is the house party. I did do Monica Walters' event
Mhm.
last month, and they're doing usually the year of my event. I don't do much else because it's a big undertaking
Yeah.
financially, and so so I'll be doing that next year. Maybe the things I mentioned, the cruise and the dinners, we're thinking about those.
Mhm.
If anything else comes up that we see that we can accommodate, we will. And yeah, just check out my shop or Amazon, Audible. There are some books that are a little more widely distributed, but if you Google Alexandria House and the book's name, you should be able to find it wherever you want to get it. And on my website, there's a reading order and a detailed book list that will list all the series, the dates they were released, and what formats they're in, and those are downloadable.
So how many tickets? Is it still tickets? I just want people who just came in.
Yes, for the house party, which is the last weekend of July in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're calling it the All Star Weekend for the St. Louis Cyclones, and VIP is sold out. The weekend pass is sold out, but we do have a few Saturday bundles, which will get you in the literary experience and the after party, dungeon party, and I think we have a few Sunday brunch tickets left.
Mm,
So if you want to come, you know, I think we might have some where you can just come to the literary experience too.
mm.
So just a la carte tickets is all that's left. So you can also get to the tickets through my website. You'll see a tab for house party. Go to the All Star tab, and then it'll take you to the ticket site. And I would love to see you there. We have a good time. It's laid back. We just have fun. That's it.
Those are my type of booking. Shit. I don't need to be serious all the motherfucking time.
Listen, yeah,
Shit, I like to have fun and drink.
yeah, yeah. You gonna drink? You gonna have fun? Might see a little naked pee pee. I don't know.
All right. So let's do some housekeeping. Y'all know, and I want to ask you this. As somebody, me and Shannon, my business partner, we have the Boozy Book Tour. What advice can you give us as newbies in the literary space that are where we create space? We drink, we eat, we party, we have a good fucking time.
Yeah.
What advice can you give us with us being a small event for that caters to Black and BIPOC audience?
Just make it the best small event that you can. You can. Um,
Mm.
Take time and care with it. Be very intentional and make sure there's something